Fabulous. So I think I'm almost live on, I don't know if I'm live. Let me just try one more thing. Oh, perfect. I am live. So hello, if you don't know me, my name is Rebecca Cramer. Today, I want to go over, okay, so the title is, what do you need? What components do you need to actually sell? What does that even mean? Well, let's go over it. Because I think that sometimes we go into these scenarios, we know how to sell, maybe we don't know how to sell, but we don't even necessarily know the different components of what it takes to actually sell something. So the very first thing when it comes to sales, you need to have an offer. So you need to have a product, a service, you need to have something that you can sell, right? And the challenge with figuring out what your offer is, a product is a product, yes, a service is a service. But if you can actually solve someone's problem and communicate that you can solve their problem, they'll be much more likely to pay attention. So when you're creating your offer, consider, even if it's just a pen, the person who's purchasing that pen is going to purchase it from you. What additional value do they get included with buying that pen? Why should they buy it from you? So what is it that your offer includes that makes it the value that you're trying to charge or trying to communicate? So when we look at even, increasing our prices, which we should all be doing, we should all be increasing our prices. And when I say increase your prices, especially, I know that a lot of us sell products, which, I mean, absolutely, that's whether you're selling a product or service, there's always additions that you can make that add value that can also increase the price or add to the cost. And so the more that you can, or the better that you can communicate what the person is going to get. So end result, what am I going to walk away with? End result, how am I going to feel at the end of this? End result, what problems am I no longer going to have to worry about because I made this purchase specifically from you? And I think that if you actually break it down, if you look at, okay, so what actually is my offer? Like, what am I selling? Am I selling cars? Am I selling coaching services? Am I selling products? Am I selling services? Whatever you're selling, I know that you're gonna put in extra effort. I know that you're gonna provide max value. So if that's the case, ask for a higher rate if you're going to be putting in extra effort, or add products. So if you have a small product, add on to that. It's more value, right? So figure out what your offer is. And then after you figure out your offer, which can be products, can be services, it absolutely includes you, right? It absolutely includes the value that you bring, because people will buy from people who they know, like, and trust. And by now, or along the way, you will have been creating the trust. You will have been, hopefully, creating content and everything else that goes along with establishing that trust, which actually brings me to the next section, which I wonder if maybe I should have switched it. So you have your offer, your product, your offer could be a webinar. Your offer could be something that you sell. Your offer could be like a product. Your offer could be a service. Your offer could be coaching in addition to. Your offer could be, you get my extra time if you buy this extra thing. There's different things that can be comprised of when you think of what your offer is. So what I was leading to next would be how are you going to get people to know what your offer is? So that means your sales system. So your sales system, what does a sales system need to do? Your sales system, or is that system? Yes, your sales system. That's what needs to actually drive people to your offer. So a sales system could be that you make a certain amount of calls every day. A sales system could be your funnel. So basically your funnel of how you'll get people to buy from you. So a funnel isn't necessarily an electronic funnel. A funnel is, how do I get as many people into the top? I need like a whiteboard. I do need a whiteboard. Yes, I need a whiteboard. So how do I get as many people into the top level of my funnel so that they can slowly move down the funnel? And maybe the top of your funnel is people who are following you on social media. Maybe it's the emails that you sent, whatever you're doing, you're trying to fill your funnel with people so that they move down. And as you become more specific with your offer and more specific, Buster, sorry, my dog is. As you become more specific with your offer, it will be easier for people to move through the funnel because they understand what the end result is and basically how to get there. So a sales system might be you're writing out a specific process for how do I get people into the funnel? How do I move people through the funnel? How do I get people to a meeting? If that's how you sell. How do I get people onto my website? If that's how you sell. For larger ticket items, people probably need to have a conversation with you. Buster. For larger ticket items, people do probably need to have a conversation with you. And so what does that mean? That means that maybe your funnel might include a calendar appointment or a way for you to be able to get in front of those people, to be able to. Okay, hopefully he's going to stop crying now. So anyways, so your process, basically it's your process of how do you get people. So whether that's calling, emailing, what are all the different things that can be a part of your sales system? You could have landing pages. You could have your email campaigns. You could be going live. You could have webinars. You could have courses. You could do free things. You could have free boot camps. By the way, if you haven't already signed up, I'm having a boot camp starting next Monday, February 14th, my Unstuck and Unstoppable Business Bootcamp, where I'm going to teach all these things. Teach how to figure out your brand. I know that sounds like a blanket, but really your personal brand. Understand how you can communicate that to attract the right people, the right payers, the people who will actually pay you. Mindset, consistency. We're going to go over sales systems and really drill down into them. When it comes to your sales system, you need to know what is working and what's not working. And a system also means that you're actually keeping track of things. So whether that means that you're keeping track of things in a CRM or on a Google sheet, you need to be keeping track of things, because how will you ever know what works if you're not? That includes marketing. It includes, you're keeping track of your numbers on social media. You're keeping track of your numbers on your email newsletters. Like every activity that you're doing within your sales system, you need to actually be measuring to figure out, are you doing it the right way? Can it be improved? Am I getting the conversions that I need? Am I selling? And along the way, so along the sales cycle, you're going to be able to figure out, as soon as you can start to identify where things are breaking or not happening, maybe you're not following up. Maybe that's, you're the one that's not doing it. Okay, so you have a couple choices. If you're not taking actions that you need to get to the end result that you want to, you can either try to make yourself do it, which is probably the best. And you can actually put tools into place to accommodate for your lack of wanting to do something. If it's just because you're lazy, just do it. Just take action. But if it's because it's something that you struggle with, and it's not something that I don't want to give you an excuse to not do something, but I know that, if the keys are always lost, if we're always looking for the keys, why don't we put a basket or a key rack at the front door? If you put a basket and a key rack at the front door, like, the chances of the keys landing somewhere, probably pretty likely. And then what does that mean? You're not going to be looking for your keys the next time you have to leave the house. So I guess my point to telling you that is, if there is something that you struggle to complete, especially if it's within your sales process and it's necessary and it's required and it's not something that you like, even if it is something that you like, you need to, you can automate it. And automation is important nowadays for sure, but it's really important that you personalize automation, because although automation is very important, and we should be using templates, and we should be getting ideas that work, and we should be, customizing. So that's the next point. You need to customize everything. So automation, yes, but make sure it's all personalized and combined with personalized things, which means, if you do have automatic emails that go out when someone subscribes to something, give them a call. If they include their phone number, give them a call. So send them a selfie video. And also in that automation, make sure that there's personalization so that you can make time for the things that you need to do, that you need to be available for. And eventually, part of your sales systems will be to grow, will be to scale and expand. And it's important that you write down all of the processes that you took or that you're taking to get to the successful result, which means SOPs, standard operating procedures, which I know we all love. But that's part of a system, right? You're not, even, so when I was a teenager, I worked at Wendy's. I was a sandwich artist at Wendy's. And there's a process. It's a specific process. Every single person in that role follows the exact same process. It's like laminated on the wall. You do a W with the mustard, I promise. Like, it's the same exact, so that the end result, the person who made the purchase gets the same product every time. So if you think about it from that perspective, eventually, if you're growing, you are going to hand off your sales systems. You are going to hand off these opportunities. Maybe you're going to just keep doing it yourself, but you still need to have a system, because if you don't have a system, you're not going to be able to continue to improve, which is, I think, what we're all here for, right? We're all trying to improve. and it just won't be, you won't be able to scale and grow unless you have systems. So it's like there's so many comparisons, even like an athlete, right? If you don't know the structure of something, how can you make it better? If you don't know where you were, like my son, he was a swimmer, and they would have swim times all the time, and he would always know his swim time. And so if he didn't know his swim time, how would he know if he even improved? Like I think that some of us, well, a lot of us are just, maybe we're doing so much that we don't think about the fact that we should actually be measuring this stuff and understand the actual process of what are the steps within my sales system. Like, when it comes to prospecting, how do I do it? When it comes to a presentation, how do I do it? I just want to understand that, or make sure that I'm going through everything. To do mechanics, how to get people. This is how to get people to get on a call, get in your store, get on your website, so that they can move towards making a purchase. And then the last thing that you actually need to the component of a sale. I got to think of a better title for this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, if you're watching this live, go ahead and hashtag live. If you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and hashtag replay. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Anyways, so offer, you need an offer. You need a process or basically a sales system. And then you need to be able to close the deal. Easy, right? Just close the deal, process the sale. Well, I think we all know that there's a lot more that goes into that specific thing when it comes to actually closing someone. So you've created an offer that you believe solves their problem, solves their biggest problem, maybe the most unique problem, or maybe you're the unique part of being able to solve that problem. You've communicated the value of solving that problem, of actually doing business with you. You have your process, they're moving through your sales funnel, your cycle, and now you have to close them. This is really the most important part. Is it the most important? It is the most important. This is where you get the money. This is where you close that deal. And a deal is not closed until you do get the card, until you do get the money, until you do have someone sign and commit. Because without that commitment from them, even, words are, I don't know if you guys have, but I've accepted I'm going to do that, and then never heard from them again. So when you are closing someone, it's important that you find out what their objections might be if they weren't to move forward with the sale. Find out why they would actually move forward. I think if you know, I know if you know people's why, I know if you understand what they need, what problem they have, how you can solve that problem, that you'll be more likely to move towards communicating with them that you can actually solve that problem and get the deal. And then asking for it. I know that sounds a little bit like obvious, but you need to actually ask for the close. You need to actually ask for the sale. If your meetings, if in your store, if you on your website, wherever you are at a networking event, wherever you are, if you're not asking for the sale, I should actually stipulate asking for the sale happens online too. Asking for the sale is the same as a call to action. You're asking for a conversion. So a call to action on an email, a call to action on a social media post, call to action in a live, call to action. What else? Where else are you doing? In a webinar, call to action in a boot camp, call to action in a video, in a reel, in a story. Wherever you're, I guess, communicating with your audience, with your lead, you need to be asking for that sale, because people don't automatically just do things. People don't automatically just, but they will be more likely to take action if you tell them to. That's the way it goes. People will take action if you tell them to. Can you imagine if you just asked for the sale every time? Wayne Gretzky, it was Wayne Gretzky. So you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So if you're not asking for the close, asking for the sale every single time, how can you possibly have the opportunity to get that deal? So making sure that you're asking for the close, following up, always writing people up. So what does writing people up? What does writing a customer up mean? That could mean just sending an email. That could mean sending a proposal. That could be sending like giving someone a flyer. That could be giving someone a downloadable something. That could be having someone sign up for your email newsletter. All of these things allow you to move to the close. So, offer, make sure that you have an offer. Make sure that you understand what that offer is. Make sure, most important, that you understand the results for the end of the offer. And then you need to make sure that you have a process in place to get people to the offer, to get people to know about the offer. How are they going to know about the offer? And then you got to close them. You got to ask for the sale. So all of this, like everything that I teach when it comes to social selling, it's so relatable to real life. Everything is the same. Everything is the same. You're communicating in obviously different ways, but you're always asking for the sale. You're always making sure that you can solve someone's problem, and really understanding what you can offer, what you have to offer that will solve that problem, and how you get to the end result. That's what it takes. The components of selling and how to get there. And once again, I am having my boot camp. It starts next Monday, February 14th, my Unstuck and Unstoppable Bootcamp. So if you are watching it live right now, please make sure that I'll throw a link below here so that you can subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me.